All right. I think we're live. Are we live? Yes, we are. What is
No,
up,
I'm dead.
bruh? What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new live stream. We are back with another live discussion, and today we are actually here with more than just me. Today we got Mr. James. James?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
No.
Okay, good.
All right, we got
Over.
we got Mr. Yeet, of course. We of course got Tyrone, Trendkill of your fan favorite, whatever, and of course we got
What's up, guys?
Trump 2024 enjoyer. So today we'll be doing a discussion about what went wrong with DeSantis this year. Because let's be frank, there's been a lot of things that went wrong with Team DeSantis. Just a complete and total shit show. Can we all agree with that?
Yeah, I think we can all. I think we can all agree that DeSantis' campaign is.
Also, is that supposed to be the
Underperforming.
screen on the stream wrap?
Yes.
Okay.
I could change it if you want me to.
I don't care. I was just wondering. You've never done that before.
I'm trying something different. Can you tell? So yeah, the boys are back. Yes, we are back. I want to do something a little bit different, so we brought everybody here. Of course, we do got actually, of course, there's a couple Trump supporters here the entire time. Trump 2024 enjoyer, Mr. Yeet. Trendkill was always a DeSantis person. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, and James, of course, is James, being a progressive. So
Being a proud Marianne Williamson supporter on the stream.
I'm not. I don't support Marianne Williamson.
Joel,
I
You
said
know
that I
right
would-
now that you will
I said that I would-
eventually.
I said before that I would vote for her over RFK Jr., but I didn't say that.
all right.
That's his second choice.
So before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you want me to do more of these, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content and keep us independent. So I hope...
Pretty good deal if you ask me.
Yes, it's an amazing deal. So I hope and recommend you join. And of course, if you got questions, concerns, comments, best way to get those answered is by super chat. But of course, I'll read through chat if anybody has any comments. But yeah, sending a super chat's the best way to go. So yeah, but of course, I'll read through chat. All right, let's see here. 2 out of 5 anime girls. We have hit peak rap. Yeah, that's Trendkill and Mr. Yeet, of course, but I'm not into anime much. Everybody here could vouch for that. Yeah, so, should we just begin? Should we just begin with the news that dropped just a couple minutes ago, actually? Or, yeah, it's about the DeSantis campaign. And let me just pull this up. What?
No, I was gonna say, is it the new stuff about like the campaign reset or whatever?
Yeah, so okay, I got it in chat for everybody to see. This came out of Politico. DeSantis lets go of more than a third of his campaign as reset continues.
I'm 100% willing to bet that this was something that had been in the works for a while, but after yesterday's fiasco with the Sonnenrad, this is absolute that was probably their time to go. Let's purge the campaign ranks now while we have a really good excuse, because this is literal Nazism that found its way into the campaign.
I still can't believe that actually happened.
Yeah, that was just freaking wow. I thought that was a parody, but now if you don't, if chat doesn't know what happened, the Team DeSantis, they retweeted some very interesting content, and I'm not going to.
It looks like the Ron DeSantis reboot is just doubling down on every bad aspect of the campaign.
Yes,
The reboot began with a car
and that's
crash.
because it's
and then
that's
they just
because
fired people because they're
and
out
that's
of money.
and that's because it's not an actual reboot. It's just that they're out of money and they're just
yeah, that's what this is about. But
Yeah, I think they're just desperate for the bit, because a lot of big donors have been fleeing DeSantis, so I think they're desperate to win them back over.
yes,
And they're all now going to Tim Scott, who's probably going to he could very well get second in Iowa at this rate.
no, the funniest part is I did hear this. Never Back Down, the super PAC that supports DeSantis. They're apparently about to flee to Scott.
Isn't that ran by Adam Laxalt, or is he just part of it?
No, he's part of it, but yeah, it sounds like that team their big super PAC is about to screw off. It sounds like they're done financially supporting him.
'Cause,
Yeah,
like,
that
it's
sounds
just
about
Never
right.
Back Down was. I mean, I always like because Never Back Down was always like the biggest DeSantis supporters. I like. It's so weird that like even they're like done with him.
Yeah, it's not good.
I mean, like the sources that said that I looked into it, they weren't that credible. So
Well, that's what I've been
I'm-
hearing though. I've been hearing they're not happy.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if they are, but at the same time, I also looked into it. The people that are saying that are less than credible. Most of them are just anonymous sources, and anonymous sources are the political equivalent of "dude, just trust me, bro," which
True.
really should just be brought like that should be that should be met with skepticism. Period. But at the same time, I would not be surprised if that is the case happening with the DeSantis campaign because of how much of a dumpster fire it's been.
Also, SoCal and chat makes a good point in that DeSantis is starting to make Trump look like a moderate.
Yeah, I mean,
with this stuff,
Yeah.
which is good
With
for
like the
us.
stuff like saying Trump is like pro LGBT. Like
Yeah.
I mean, if anything, he's making Trump look like to as the moderate, as the moderate unifier.
now let me be 100% clear because I do got to mention this. DeSantis did get into a car crash today. No, nobody got hurt. Luckily, that's right. Is that correct? Nobody got hurt.
I know DeSantis didn't get injured.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure no one else
So
would
yeah,
have heard
prayers
about
up.
it.
It's not. We're not doing the stream because of that. We're doing it because this just dropped. A third of the freaking campaign got fired. But yeah, so hopefully nobody got hurt.
Yeah,
his
wishes to
campaign
Governor
is a bit of a car
DeSantis. We
crash
hope
right
you
now.
Yeah, best. All jokes aside, best of luck to Governor DeSantis.
Yeah.
Hope you get better, buddy. But good God, your campaign is dog shit, dude.
All right, we got a super chat. Duster Carter for 2. What would the map be if Tim Scott was made Trump's VP? I don't think it really changes much who his VP is.
He wins by South. He wins South Carolina by a couple more points, maybe.
He wins
I don't-
Chicago.
I don't think that anyone being Trump's vice president is going to change it at this point. Nobody votes based on vice presidents except
Unless the
maybe
vice
3 or 4
president's, like-
people.
Well, it
Unless it's
depends.
like a very polarizing vice president, then I could see some people changing their votes. But
Yeah.
if it's like Tim Scott, it's just generic. Like any generic Republican really isn't going to change much.
Yeah, I don't think now it depends. Like James said, it depends who the VP is. Like VPs, they matter still, but it's like not as much as they used to.
Like I think it's more, is the VP going to be polarizing or not?
Yeah.
But a big reason that Rob just collapsed is that he essentially tried to ride. Tried to ride every. He's Rob. He tried to drive in every lane in the GOP. Basically, he tried to ride. I don't know why I keep saying ride.
Ride. Well, he did.
He's trying to drive in the Trump. He's trying to be Trump. He's trying to be a populist. He's trying to be neocon. He's trying to be a generic
Cruz.
Christian conservative.
He's trying to be the guy who wanted to unify the party, but he doesn't understand unifying the party isn't a matter of policy moderation or policy extremism. Moderating the party is a consequence of you being a likable individual, which I have always been up until he actually announced and some of the stuff that was coming out of his campaign. Even when I was very vocally pro DeSantis, one thing I have always stated, and Rep can confirm this, is that the dude has absolutely no riz. That doesn't
He's
bother
extremely
me.
awkward.
That doesn't bother me personally, but that bothers a lot of normal people.
Well, a lot of people.
I think the concern with a lack of charisma is that it makes it more difficult for him to pass legislation through Congress. Like it's harder to get if there's if he has a slim majority and there's 1 or 2 Republican holdouts on a bill or something. I think that a president who's better at talking, they're all of these different these former DeSantis colleagues in Congress were saying he's never spoken to me or he's very socially awkward. It's how do you convince someone to pass a bill if you're very socially awkward?
I mean, there's a reason Trump got most of the endorsements of the Florida delegation.
Yeah, and remember,
already.
you notice everybody said that DeSantis was getting all the endorsements. He hasn't gotten one congressional endorsement since he announced.
Meanwhile, Trump's doing things like getting all of Michigan's Republicans overnight.
Yeah, hasn't got a single endorsement from anybody outside of Stitt. Outside of Stitt.
I have
Tim
Rob
Scott
at
has more
7.
endorsements.
I have Rob at 7 House endorsements, though Wikipedia doesn't count LaHood. I do. So
All right, so
Why
one
doesn't
governor
Wikipedia
endorsement,
count
7
LaHood?
House.
Yeah, it's
At least
like
last I've checked.
let's see here. Man milk for 2. If DeSantis got the drip, could he be a big problem? No. His problem is just he's so awkward. And he tries to, you notice, he got the exact same outfit as Mitt Romney from 2012. Go look it up. I
was noticing, I have been noticing that where I'll see images of him campaigning in Iowa and he's doing the whole thing in Iowa where
He's
wears
doing the faux working class look that Mitt Romney did with the
he
business
wears-
Oh yeah,
casual
he did
attire.
the he did
jeans
the,
and whatever.
like he was like I grew up in Tampa, but spiritually I grew up in Ohio or something like that.
Well, let me pull this up to show you, because it's literally the same exact outfit. And it was when he went to Oklahoma a couple weeks ago to get Stitt's endorsement.
He's doing his whole fake relatability thing.
Yeah,
It just
I'll
doesn't
pull it
work.
up. Because it's like, it's literally the exact same. Hold on. Yeah, here it is. Okay, I'm pulling up on stream now. But
Yeah, Burkham has more endorsements. Yeah, he has both North Dakota's
Yeah.
Senate endorsements and the House.
that's crazy. Does he actually?
Yep, he has
Yeah, he
both the
does.
senators
Yeah.
and the House representative
Yeah.
endorsement.
Yeah, more
Well, I
more
mean,
senators.
that's
than Rosenberg.
unsurprising considering the fact that he basically runs North Dakota shit,
I gotta find this.
North Dakota politics.
North Dakota. Dustin
I mean,
Cardin.
shouldn't sorry.
No, go on. No, you go.
Oh man.
No, I was gonna say shouldn't DeSantis be able to run Florida politics and get the delegation to like Marco Rubio was an opponent to Trump in 2016. How did he not get if Marco Rubio would be a big guy back, or how did he
Well,
not
I mean,
get
the
Rick
difference
Scott
is
or
that North Dakota is a very small state.
yeah,
Florida's
I
a
guess
very
so,
big
but
state.
the only Florida endorsement he got was Laurel Lee, no one else.
All right, we got a super chat. Dustin Cardin for 2. DeSantis was the heir to 2028. Now it's Youngkin. Yeah, I agree.
Disagree.
I
I
agree.
disagree.
I agree.
Youngkin's another generic conservative.
Yeah,
like
but he's not a
Ryan Kemp.
dumbass. That's
He's
the
not an
difference.
idiot. He's not an idiot, but there are way better options for 28.
Okay, so
I think the thing about
JD
Youngkin is that he's gonna be out of office in January 2026.
I'd rather have Vance in 28.
And it's gonna be like 3 years of him out of office before the it's gonna be a little while of him being out of office before the
okay,
elections.
look at this.
That might.
I'm on the Vance train for 28 for
Oh,
now.
is it?
Realistically,
It's the
Realistically, it's going to be Trump's VP if he's the winner.
Everybody, look at this screen. Hold on, I'll send it through the chat. It's the exact same
It's
outfit.
literally the same.
Word for word.
That's
the
beautiful.
exact same. Look at this. It's
Yeah, if you saw that Michigan poll, you would have saw that DeSantis was doing what 10 points worse.
yeah,
than Trump?
10.
He's getting
I mean-
crushed in Michigan. That means he's making Iowa and Ohio competitive.
I mean, it's like this is even a joke. It's the exact same shirt, and he's wearing jeans also. It doesn't show it here, but they're both wearing the exact same outfit. It's like these are the people that ran Romney's campaign.
Trump will just go to Iowa in his rich person suit because everyone knows he's a rich guy.
Well, he's relatable because he
it's
talks
authentic.
normal. He doesn't talk like Romney.
He talks normal and he's honest and
Romney.
authentic. That's the difference. It's not about looking. It's not about looking authentic. It's about actually being authentic.
Yeah.
And that's the big difference between Ron and Trump.
I really don't think voters care about what you wear. I think it really is just about what you say.
Yeah, and like Trump, he admitted he doesn't know what the hell a blizzard was. And people made a big deal about that.
That's so stupid.
And then meanwhile, DeSantis went to the exact same one like a day later, and he did the same thing. It's like,
Well, Trump handled that well because
Yeah.
he was humorous about it. He ordered a blizzard. It's not like he was like, I hate blizzards. It's like, oh, I don't know what that is. Let me try that.
well, he's
Like,
admitting it.
that's normal.
He's a rich New York guy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting him to eat like, well, he does eat McDonald's all the time, but it's like still. DeSantis running a Romney-like campaign. Somehow it's worse.
Well, I mean, he's pretty much
Yeah, no,
the
this
Jeb
is-
of this primary.
Yeah, this is like Kamala tier campaign.
All right, let's read this article. Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign is expanding the number of staff it's cutting to include more than a third of its payroll as the Florida governor looks to get his primary bid back on track. Jesus.
That means he's out of money.
He's out of money, yeah. This isn't
Out of
about
money.
This isn't about, oh, we're going to try to, like, win this election. That just means they're out of freaking money.
And the thing is that Tim Scott is doing an ad storm still in Iowa and New Hampshire. He could very well overtake him in Iowa, and if he does, he's going to beat him in New Hampshire as well.
The cuts.
And then also, isn't Christie? Oh, sorry.
No, no, no.
And Christie could very well be him in New Hampshire as well.
Yeah, I was saying, isn't Christie in striking distance
Yeah.
of DeSantis?
Yeah, so he could get third in Iowa, fourth in New Hampshire, fourth in South Carolina. He's already had one poll where he's third against Haley.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
would have been shocked a lot. I
Didn't
would have been shocked if a
pass
lot of
him?
his supporters.
Nationally, he's starting to pass him.
I saw some polls where Ramaswamy was just like a half point behind him.
I mean, how can people look at all this and say this is all right? There's nothing wrong with this. The cuts,
Yeah,
which
no,
were
there's-
excuse me. The
I
cuts.
was just gonna say like there's no. Oh, sorry. No,
you go.
I was just gonna say like I don't see how you can say like there's nothing bad like the DeSantis campaign's going just fine or like he's still like a very viable alternative to Trump.
The cuts,
This is fine.
yeah, this is fine. Everything's burning. The cuts, which were confirmed by advisors, will amount to a total of 38 jobs shed across an array of departments. They will include the roughly 10 event planning positions that were announced several weeks ago, in addition to the recent departures of 2 DeSantis campaign advisors, Dave Abrams and Tucker Obenstein. Well, it's like, how can people look at this and say they're just retooling? No, they're out of freaking money. Because always it was like half of his donations, they're already maxed out. Or something crazy like that.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's like, oh yeah, he raised a bunch of money, but guess what? It was from like 10 people. Now they can't give anymore.
He spent all of it in Iowa, and he's only lost since then.
Let's see here. Duster Carter for 2. Can't wait to see Kemp win Georgia Senate seat in 2026. We were discussing that earlier. I think Kemp's going to do good there, but we just got to see.
I think Ossoff is definitely favored in that, assuming Trump's president, which
we just got to see.
It's most likely he is as of now.
The expanded cuts are the latest sign the Florida governor's team is pivoting to a slimmed down operation amid concerns over their finances. The campaign announced it had raised $20 million during the second quarter this year, but had to spend a good chunk of that money. Much of the summit raised, moreover, came from donors who had given the maximum amount and could not give again. I mean,
over.
This is the problem with DeSantis. He's gonna have one good fundraising quarter. This was it, and now it's gonna be bad. What's gonna be next quarter?
Someone's bringing up how DeSantis has gone from 25% to 13%. That does remind me of something. When Barris polled Iowa, he essentially found that half of Rob's supporters were willing to change their mind in the caucus, and he was at what, 19-20%. So
yeah.
He could theoretically very well get under 10% in Iowa.
Yeah, let me be 100% clear. With Barris, I'm still hesitant, but he's the only one that's showing who actually answers the polls and stuff. So I believe him in that front. I just gotta see how good his polls are. But, I mean, you just start looking at all of this crap. And what does that add up to? I mean, how long does he have? DeSantis? Realistically.
I mean, like, Kamala dropped out in December after claiming she was a major candidate, so...
I mean, it's just at some point.
If DeSantis were smart and had any sense of political self-preservation, he would drop out by like November, shut up, fade, to not being, just like basic, not be irrelevant, but like try to go back and do what he was doing good as, which is governor of Florida. And then pray to God nobody notices him until about 2028.
Yeah, and I don't see how that's going to work.
I don't think it's going to work.
I mean, because the problem that it was is you had one chance. You had one chance of this, and you did it the worst possible way.
I'm not going to say his campaign was assassinated, but I'm also not. I'm not also going to say that this is purely his fault either. It's a good mixture. Well, first off, his campaign more or less completely dispelled. He's better at hires than Trump because, good God, I don't know who the fuck at Claremont said, let's have, I don't know who the fuck, I don't know if it was Heritage. I don't know if it was Claremont. I don't know who it was, but whoever decided to put the people in the campaign DeSantis needed, because I know that Claremont and Heritage are very actively involved with what DeSantis is doing in Florida. Just look at Hockman, just look at Rufo, all these people. If you don't know who I'm talking about, you need to get literacy skills.
I know who some of them are.
Yeah. Well, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the stream goers. Like a big issue is that a lot of these people in these conservative institutions who do have very real power and did make up a vast majority of like the issue is that this more or less Trump didn't really have anybody to staff his presidency from 2016 to 2020. Everyone knows that. The closest thing he had was Claremont. Claremont made heavy bets with DeSantis and sent a bunch of their people to staff. Could have also maybe been Heritage. They completely fucked that up. Like anyone involved in the DeSantis campaign, their name needs to be publicly listed
and blacklisted. They should not
and
have a job again.
blacklisted. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like the whole like Max like Nordau thing is as well. Like people like that. It's like.
How do they? I mean, it's like these idiots. They seriously believe they don't need Trump voters to win. These people are openly on Twitter insulting a bunch of people for supporting Trump.
It's not even it's not even an issue that some of these people aren't America First or MAGA, because some of these people in Claremont that like DeSantis very much are. They just have personal differences with Trump. But like it's like they don't. It's like a lot of these people just don't fucking know how the average voter is, and Trump does. Like Trump understands the voter, and that's why he continues to be better than literally everybody else. These conservative institutions are impersonal, and they don't know shit about the average person. They get very intellectualized. Meanwhile, you have like neocon goons who shut up. They have these neocon goons.
I know who you're talking about.
Who they're stuck in the early 2000s.
If that.
You know, again, I used to be a very, very big DeSantis supporter, and I thought that he would be better than Trump. But after seeing the way he let people handle his campaign, after the way he more or less like constant gaffes, he really just should have stayed in Florida if he wanted people to continue having a positive opinion of him.
Well,
I still have a positive opinion of him. I still think he's been a good governor of Florida, but I can't in good conscience say he'd be a good president, because he has proven himself to be completely fucking inept at connecting with voters, being able to connect with donors, and just having a functional campaign, period. If this man can't manage his own campaign, how the fuck is he gonna handle the most powerful country in the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and just like, I mean, and the thing is, like, they did release a memo. Should we actually bring that up? The memo?
Go ahead.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
so
yeah.
the memo came out, and whoever, like, some of it was good, but whoever wrote all of it, oh my god. Let me bring this up. Guys, I don't know who wrote this, but they gotta take an English class. I'm not even saying my English is good. It's not. But I can never pronounce things correctly. So, the RDFP campaign is taking aggressive steps to streamline operations, focus its messaging, position itself as the underdog in 2024, and reemphasize the campaign's greatest asset, Governor DeSantis and his family. You freaking idiots.
Is that just like, I'm just thinking, is that like how he's having his wife go everywhere? Is he just going to do that more?
That's the dumbest thing I've heard. Let me just actually get rid of the side thing. But it's like, whoops, wrong. There we go. But here's the issue with that. Why? Why do you want to center the campaign around him when he's been the biggest gaffe machine I think any of us ever seen for, like, not talk about Biden? I mean, seriously, who has worse gaffes than him?
Rob is insanely gaffe prone. It's
Especially
because he's
like
extremely awkward.
Especially all the weird faces he makes.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
every
the
time
worst
he's
part.
laughing, and he looks like the freaking Grinch at times.
I think there was a clip of
Well, there was-
some guy that was talking to him in Iowa. And he's like, "Hey, Rob, I drove here from South Dakota. Me." He's like, "Oh, okay." He basically
Or, like,
brushed him off.
Or there's like there was the one where it looked like he was eating a baby.
Oh, I saw that. That was just...
That was pretty funny. I mean, I'm not
I
gonna lie,
know.
that was hilarious.
The underlying strategic goals for the reset, to put the candidate, his biography, and his vision for the great American comeback front and center of everything the campaign does. Wait, so what was the first half of the campaign then? What was that? So, wasn't that his focus the entire time?
It sounds like nothing's
And-
changed, and they're just making an excuse that they're out of money.
Because, okay, the Great America Comeback, first of all, they just stole that from Trump. I mean, word for word, that's
They
what
stole
Trump
a lot
said.
from Trump.
But it's second of all, it's like, you're telling me you haven't been running on his biography originally? What universe are you in? Hone in and highlight the Great American Comeback's central themes, focusing the campaign's communications on what matters most to voters, not the national media or the political class. What? Again, whoever wrote this probably lives in Northern Virginia. How much would I bet?
I think most
Like-
of Rob's supporters are just in rich suburbs. Not all of them, obviously, but
A good chunk of them, probably.
More higher than average. Let's just say.
We will press the gas on what works and pump the brakes on what doesn't. We will continue to make constant improvements as we move forward. The debate's next month! You're running out of time!
Is Trump and Rob even going to be in the first debate?
I don't know if Trump's going to go, but it's
It doesn't
like...
seem like it if it's going to be Fox.
Oh
I
my
If he
I
doesn't
think
go,
Trump-
then nobody's gonna watch it.
I think he'll
Yeah, I
definitely
think-
go
I
to a debate if it's hosted by like CNN.
Let's see here.
I think he should go to a debate because it would be funny.
It will.
I think he should do a town hall with DeSantis.
That would be good.
And
With
Trump.
I
Tucker.
don't think
Let's see how well they connect with voters and
I don't
who
think Rob would
pleases an
agree to
audience
that.
more.
Yeah,
I'm not
they,
even sure if he'll
Yeah,
agree to that.
They
that
could do
is exactly the point
He's
of
too
it.
he's just way too awkward.
they could do surveys, right? I mean, they can do like pre and post like town hall surveys, right? And see who they connected better
Yeah.
with. Can they just do that?
I think so.
I mean, just do that. I think that's actually a good idea. Better than freaking going on Fox News and getting like berarded with questions. Let's see here.
Because like that's another thing I've noticed about DeSantis is that he struggles to answer any questions he hasn't prepared for.
Yeah,
Like,
if
he's
it's not
struggled,
scripted,
like-
it's over. That's his problem.
Yeah, like there was one I forgot where it was. It was on some.
and 80%
smaller
of his
right-wing news
scripting is
network.
and like 80% of his scripting is basically just act like Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
Uh.
he was like trying where like he was asked if you were the nominee, would you consider making Trump your VP? And he just couldn't answer it because he just hadn't prepared for the question.
He's changing strategy. Yeah, he's changing strategy way too late.
And
He's
This
regrouping.
is the fifth time. This is the
Rob is
fifth time.
regrouping.
We will cut down on event and travel costs, utilize campaign staff cuts, and reinvest in what will win the primary and general election. Ron DeSantis in his message, you idiots haven't learned. We will embrace being the underdog and use the media's ongoing narrative about the campaign to fuel momentum on the ground with voters? What?
The narrative, the media narrative about the campaign is that it's a failure.
Well, I've seen
Which is accurate.
DeSantis try to say that Trump is the establishment pick in the primary.
I
which is such a
remember that.
joke. It's such a joke.
And now it's like, secretly the uniparty is secretly, trying to indict Trump to get in the nomination. That's
Yeah,
still
guys,
the
they're
funniest
trying
one.
to remove him from the ballot because they want him to be the nominee. Guys, don't you know?
Let's see here. Central themes of the Great American Comeback. My God, they just copied Trump. They just
He's gonna
copied him.
He's gonna
This
be
is-
embrace
oh,
being a
oh, of
loser.
course.
Exactly.
And under culture, it still says woke. Just all
Yeah.
it's like
do you
he's-
remember? Do you remember when they said that he was gonna stop saying woke so much, and then like just
He
a week
doubled
later
down.
he started doing it again?
Let's
Oh
see.
yeah, like it's like he's addicted to saying the word woke. Like he just can't stop.
Duster Carter for 2. If DeSantis had polled, open carry would have passed. I think it would have. The economy. People across this country are hurting because of rampant inflation, irresponsible government spending, and an economy that prioritizes corporations and elites over people just trying to make ends meet. Ron DeSantis
Yawn.
will stop runaway spending, reduce the national debt, and curb inflation, ensure the American dream is back within everyone's reach. But how? What's your exact policy?
Like, I mean, what he's describing, I guess, would be like a balanced budget, and then it's like, okay, how do you do like what are you gonna cut?
Yeah, and here's the thing though. Privately, he supports cutting Social Security, and publicly, it's like
That's
no.
why he'll cut.
But it's like this is the issue. Trump, go look up Agenda 47. He actually has policy for how he's going to solve issues.
Trump is running a genius campaign.
Yeah.
His primary campaign has been perfect. He
I think
defined he defined Rob before
Rob.
the midterms even happened. That's the
Rob.
thing.
Rob, I love it.
He defined him before the midterms, even the midterms ended. He declared extremely early and started attacking him.
Yeah,
And Rob's favorabilities collapsed
is it
as a
like
result over time.
Is it Florida's economy about to like implode? Anyways,
Yeah,
Yeah,
housing prices are insane.
yeah,
He's
the
abandoned
insurance,
his state.
yeah, the insurance crisis is really bad because like insurers no longer want to be in Florida, as well as they're suffering a massive brain drain in all the universities because they no longer hire people, and all the high skill labor is moving out of the state.
Let's see, border. Not enough has been done to solve the crisis on our southern border, and the American people are tired of excuses. Ron DeSantis will finally build the wall, declare war on the Mexican drug cartels, and stop the flow of fentanyl and human trafficking in our country. Who does that sound like? The last
Definitely,
part.
This is all a snooze
definitely
fest.
Francis
This is all
Suarez.
Every other Republican running has this exact same platform. It's like he copy pasted it from ChatGPT.
Not only that, the human trafficking part,
ChatGPT,
that's
Trump
Trump's
campaign
thing.
slogan.
Trump's
I'm
thing
gonna-
human
I'm wait-
trafficking.
It is.
I mean, it's like the last part is Trump's big issue now with human trafficking, and now it's like he copied it.
Yeah, and I mean, I like to me, at least to me, like declaring war on the Mexican drug cartels comes off as like kind of neoconish to me.
There's a better way to word it. Just bomb them and declare them terrorists. That's how you deal with them. All
Yeah, I
right.
mean, what it sounds like is that he wants to invade Mexico or something.
He wants to invade northern Mexico. Let's see here. America will not survive on the world stage if it continues to depend on China. Ron DeSantis will prevent China from spying on our citizens and stealing our technology. And he will revitalize domestic energy production so that America can provide for itself. But what does energy have to do with China?
Yeah, it has nothing to do. China's an energy importer. That's that has nothing to do. And how is he gonna bring back American manufacturing? Is he gonna artificially
Tariffs?
lower wages?
My-
I'm just saying, like, I don't know, because isn't DeSantis like more free trade
he
than like?
supports there was a leak memo where he's like, yeah, I love free trade, I'm against tariffs, you know. It's
Yeah,
like,
so it's like, okay, so what is he gonna implement tariffs and then what, like, and then, oh yeah, that's just, I just don't think that, like, it doesn't seem like DeSantis has much of an idea of how he's gonna do it. He just wants to say it.
yeah, I have serious concerns about like this entire thing. It's like again, I don't know what he's actually going to run on. What is the policies to solve these? Dustin Carter for 5. Of all the close states, Georgia's the most likely to flip back and possibly stay red after 2024, especially since Fulton County trend Republican. Yeah, we had a debate about that earlier.
We were
before
talking
stream.
about that. If you look at 22, the trends in northern Atlanta and the northern Atlanta suburbs are starting to hit a bit of a wall. Southern Atlanta is still trending left a bit, but trends don't continue forever.
Yeah,
That's the thing. Northern Atlanta isn't just going to trend 10 points left every single election.
I'm
This is something people need to realize.
I'm feeling confident in Georgia because of Brian Kemp. That's why, but that's just my opinion. Culture, woke ideology.
I do agree it flips first, by the way.
First thing with culture, woke ideology.
Yeah, I mean, DeSantis has like taken the word woke, and it's become so like everything is woke. Like, you know, he said like woke math and stuff like that. It's like
This was something I was thinking about, is that DeSantis' campaign is so boring. All he talks about is woke. Meanwhile, we got Trump who wants to go to war with the cartels and nuke hurricanes. I mean, come on.
Woke ideology has. Oh, go on.
Oh no, I was gonna say just like I don't
Trump wants
understand who woke.
cars.
What's like who even wants to hear stuff about woke anymore? Like DeSantis has made it such a weird, like, DeSantis has been like saying it so much that he's almost exhausted everyone's like appetite for like culture war stuff.
Now let me be 100%
I don't care about woke. I want flying cars and freedom cities.
True, but like, no, I understand. Like, yeah, our schools gonna be fixed, but by saying woke, that's not solving anything. It's like how socialism. Remember that word? How it would beat
man.
to
Oh,
death.
yeah, radical
that
left
was so bad.
socialism.
Woke ideology has infiltrated our schools and our military, and we need a leader.
Radical liberal Raphael Warnock.
And we need a leader who is unafraid to restore our nation's sanity. Ron DeSantis will protect children from being sexualized in the classroom, and he will shift our military's priorities back to the mission he fought for when he served. I like the school part, but it's like, how? Because the federal government, they're not allowed to like intervene in the education stuff as much.
Yeah, I mean, the only power the federal government has over education is giving the states funding.
Yeah, I mean, like,
And I mean, if he defunded a state's whole education system because they didn't fight the woke in the schools, then that would be really controversial. Like if he defunded like all of like California's schools, that's like what, like hundreds of millions of
Yeah.
kids, or not hundreds, but like there's
yeah,
like
a lot of kids.
at least like there's like tons of, or like there's tons of kids, and like I mean, and then what, like the schools are going to be even worse, and they're not going to stop.
I mean, like
They're not going to, because they're obvious, like the states are not going to do what he wants, because like the blue states are not going to do what he wants, and so is he just going to defund all the schools and then lower the quality of education in the country?
Again, I do support us getting this crap out of schools. I don't think anybody with a brain doesn't. But it's just like, being a governor is not the same as being president. It's not. With a governor, he had a supermajority in both chambers. He can do what the hell he wants.
Different issues have different levels of importance depending on what office you're running
Yeah.
for. And the biggest one, arguably, for president is, well, other than foreign policy, is economics. And Rob is not talking about economics whatsoever.
I mean,
Alright.
the economy stuff is very generic. that he
Economics
had there.
and immigration, those are the two biggest ones.
Let's see here. Duster Carter for 2. Woke is the right, the Republicans' version of the left calling them racist. Yeah. That's what it turned into. Because I kept saying it over and over and over again. Nobody wants to hear it anymore. I mean, now they're calling, I mean, did you guys see that? They called Oppenheimer woke.
Yeah, I saw that, because they're calling Barbie woke. I don't even
Barbie
know
is
anything. Like,
woke.
you're calling both. I mean, whatever. It doesn't. I don't really care about like the movies being woke, but like, it's just like like I don't know. It's such a meaning. Like, it's become such a meaningless term. It's so stupid.
I can't wait for the last day that I have to hear the name of those two movies. I'm sick of hearing of them already.
It's the greatest meme ever. All right, additional talking points. No campaign is immune to changes, cuts, or challenges. Our campaign acknowledged that aggressive steps need to be taken and executed on that plan. You've had like 7 resets at this point. They had one in April. We got that leak memo. We had one in May. We had one in June. We had one a couple weeks ago, and now we have this one.
Rob is rebooted many times in this race.
He's rebooting.
He's rebooting.
Let's see here. While the RDFP has been on the receiving end of the most media scrutiny and the most negative advertising of any other candidate. What? What?
Mike just got out.
Did I just hear that? This guy these people seriously believe DeSantis has been hit the hardest by the media.
That's so funny.
Ron DeSantis' image among voters is remarkably resilient, and he remains the only candidate consistently polling in second place in the early nominating states.
That's not even true
You
now.
know-
He's losing to Nikki Haley.
Oh yeah, I'm like remarkably resilient. I think most voters just think of him as pathetic at this point.
I mean, this is just insane. No other non-Trump candidate has a strong reputation as a fighter among primary voters. The vision to restore sanity to our country, the ability to raise resources, or the grassroots network necessary to win the primary. What grassroots? What?
I mean, everything. He's been relying on big donors this whole time.
Didn't they refuse to release the dollar per donor?
Yeah,
metric?
they kind of like, they're playing games with that
Trump's-
now.
Trump's was like $30-something.
His is probably
very
like
small.
2,000. What's the limit? Like 2,000?
It's probably around there.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, that's not sustainable because they can't donate anymore. Let's see. Ron DeSantis loves being the underdog, and he's ready to prove everyone wrong again. You're done.
The only reason he won, despite being the underdog in 2020 and 2018, was because Trump saved him.
It's just, the sad part is, these people still believe this. They
He wasn't
actually
the-
believe this.
And he wasn't the underdog in 22, and he didn't even win by that margin because of him. It's just that Florida's just a red state now. He outfunded Chris. What was it, like 10-1?
Yeah.
Rubio,
Something like
despite
that.
doing 2 points worse than them, actually was much more of an impressive performance because I believe he was slightly outfunded by his opponent by
Let's see here.
comparison.
He's canceling travel events now. Yeah. I mean, how are you supposed to win without a campaign? Without doing events?
I mean, you need events to win. Like, you need to, how do you win an election without going outside?
Magic, James. Magic. I mean,
Trust the plan.
trust the plan. It's always trust the plan. Let's see here.
Just wait till the Iowa caucuses. He'll magically swing
Real.
40 points.
Bergam has a great donor, doll. He probably does. It's probably $19 on
It
average.
probably is.
Guys, we got to just wait till DeSantis announces. He'll have an announcement surge.
No,
Probably
guys,
Oh,
believe
yeah.
me, the
Average.
campaign hasn't really started yet. Nobody's actually paying attention.
No,
How many times are they gonna say? We're this many months out until Iowa?
but it's like
We're
Wait,
this
did you
many
change
weeks
the-
out.
Did you change your profile picture to Katie Hobbs?
I don't know what you're talking about.
okay.
Why did you change it?
Zeppelin LZ99 for 5. Hold on. Zeppelin LZ99 for 5. New. There's some new news on Twitter saying that Michigan GOP raised more money than Democrats for House and Senate races than others. Really? I don't know about that. I thought they were in a
well,
bad situation.
I think this is 22.
Okay. But
I mean, I assume so. I mean, if the Senate and House race is more than Dems, then it'll probably be the last election, right?
I don't know. Wait until the announcement boost, guys. Wait for the endorsements. That's still the funniest one. Wait for the endorsements.
One of the
Yeah, wait for
funniest
the
ones was wait until the announcement announces, and then his announcement was a complete dumpster fire, and then some.
He could have just done an announcement rally and not
Yeah, he
and then
should've.
he could have even done his Twitter space after for like a post announcement thing.
Or
for like
I
a
was
post announcement event.
I was so excited for the announcement. I was so disappointed by how boring it was.
It should have
I wanted to make fun of it.
Just do what RFK did. He did a rally, but also a Twitter space at once. Why does he have to do a freaking one-on-one with Musk? You
Yeah,
notice?
Twitter spaces aren't even a bad idea for campaigning.
No, they're
It's
not.
just
They're fine.
the way he handled it is ridiculous.
Let's see. It said
Like I think
2023.
the problem was that he announced it. Like when you're announcing, you want to have video.
I
Yeah.
heard someone saying I heard Hobbs is the second least popular governor. I wouldn't be shocked considering she's just vetoing literally everything that gets
That's because Morning Consult does the approval polling.
He's openly
of
corrupt as
governments,
hell too.
and, Cobbs is the second most unpopular governor. Tina Kotek is the most unpopular.
Not surprising.
She's probably still gonna win by like a likely margin. Her re-election.
They're-
Honestly.
The Oregon governors are just hated, and then they win by 4.
That's so funny.
True. But let's see. Isn't it called?
That was like one of
excellent?
the only midterm races I didn't overestimate ours was in Oregon.
Let's see. Just wait until the.
I always knew those third parties were gonna go down.
This is the best one. Just wait until the debates. DeSantis
Wait
will
until
beat
the
Trump
debate.
by constantly calling him woke. But it's like, I don't get like these DeSantis people. Again, I'm not saying old people that support DeSantis are bad. It's just the people around him and on Twitter. They're freaking nuts. They are.
They're completely unhinged.
I mean, it's like
Yeah, no, the DeSantis. Yeah,
the DeSimps. I mean, these are the people. They're like 1% of the 1% of the party, and they're
They're
most of them,
condescending, out of touch, and just toxic.
well, you notice all of them are on payrolls with DeSantis. You notice that? They probably all got
Yeah.
fired. But it's just like, how do they expect to win like that? You can't. You cannot win by bashing half the party and saying, we don't need your votes.
I don't think they have much room to lecture Trump supporters when their candidates going down to like 10%.
And the funniest thing is, all of them say they're not going to support Trump. Yet they care about winning so much. What does that tell you?
we want to win, but we're not going to support the Republicans.
Well, the
I
thing
just
is
think
that most people supporting Rob in the primary are going to vote Trump.
Yeah, they
in
are.
the general.
It's like
They're not
90%.
even- Yeah,
It's just
they're
yeah,
such a
it's just
small part of the
like-
electorate.
it's just funny because Democrats online they don't at least I've noticed they don't have K-Hive will always complain about the centrist candidate not winning the primary, but most people will most Democrats will unite behind any candidate, whatever, whether it doesn't really matter it's the vote blue no matter who.
Vote blue.
I mean, I've always said that. I've always said that even if when I was vocally open to DeSantis, I always said even if like I thought DeSantis would win the primary if he really tried. But I said if Trump were the nominee, I would still vote for Trump because voting for the Republican candidate is better than not voting for the Republican candidate and in general.
Let's see here. Duster Carter for 2. Arizona's a bad spot for Republicans. Maricopa lost our Republican plurality. Yeah, I saw that. Even though they're like, rest of the state, they're doing fine. It's just Maricopa, they're just like imploding.
And Maricopa's like, what, like 3/4 of it? Like, it's such a massive county.
But the weird thing is, the Democrats keep going down in the state. They just keep going down, 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 but independents keep going up.
Oh, which state?
Arizona.
Oh, yeah.
Makes no sense. It just doesn't.
There's a lot of Midwesterners moving to Arizona for better or worse.
Let's see. Bill Mitchell joined the Cornel West campaign. You talk about unhinged. That guy, Bill Mitchell, look him up on Twitter, whatever it's called now. X.
Oh, that guy's always been a meme.
But now it's like, he said he's the reason Trump won the 2016 election.
Bill Mitchell years ago went from being like an unironic Trump cultist to never Trump Rob cultist.
Yeah, I mean,
Bill Mitchell has always been unhinged. The first time I ever learned of Bill Mitchell was when he was complaining about diarrhea checks during the COVID lockdowns, if anyone remembers that.
What?
Do you not remember that? Like
No.
after the first round of COVID checks came out, he was talking about how he was comparing getting COVID to having diarrhea, and he was like, "Where's my 60 million diarrhea checks, Biden? Where's my 60 million diarrhea checks, Trump?"
Oh my gosh.
He was literally saying each person in America should get 3,000 for having diarrhea.
Let's see. A lot of shit libs moving to Maricopa. True. I'd rather have President Cornel West than Biden. I actually agree with that. Because West would at least, like, get us out of garbage wars. That's the very least he can do.
I mean, like,
go on.
No, I was gonna say, like, I mean, I respect Cornel West. I really don't think it's like, I think, like, switching between the People's Party and the Green Party and whatever, like, I don't know how serious it's gonna be.
I mean, if he just gets like 1% of Wisconsin, that flips the Wisconsin Trump, because the Green Party.
I just think it's I think it's just crazy that I'm surprised he really didn't do a background check into the People's Party before he decided to run with them at first.
A lot of people don't realize how close 2020 really was, and Trump only has to do slightly better compared to 2020, and Biden's favorability has collapsed since then.
Let's see, Duster Carter for 2. Hope libertarians don't screw us over again. I don't think the libertarians going to do much next year.
Libertarians don't even vote Republican when it comes down to it anymore.
They really vote Dem. I don't think they're going to get anything next year.
That party is so weak. It's like they've alienated all of the big names like Gary Johnson and Justin Amash.
I think we've seen enough evidence that libertarians vote Democrat when push comes to shove. We've seen this in 3 Georgia runoffs now, where the libertarians knocked off, and we've seen this in Maine 2nd district where they voted for Golden round 2.
Ooh, we got some breaking news. Holy crap! It's related to Amazon. Hold up, this is major news. Let me just share this with you guys. If you could see the screen.
Oh, Ron DeSantis just fired the guy, I guess, who did the Nazi imagery.
Look at this. FTC readies lawsuit that could break up Amazon. Wow.
Ooh. I mean, just like judging it by the headline, I hope that succeeds.
I don't want it to. Well, okay. There's parts of Amazon need to be broken up, but I don't want them to go gun-ho with this.
We need to break up more big companies, honestly.
I'm really just not a fan of Amazon. Like, if I think that like, they're too powerful.
Yeah, so the FTC, didn't FTC, they went after Microsoft last week or last month or something crazy like that?
Maybe.
They went after Microsoft for like trying to get like Activision stuff.
Oh yeah, they're trying to buy Activision.
There are a lot of big tech companies that need to be broken up.
Well, yeah, so I'm saying like this has to be broken up.
Step in the right direction.
The FTC's tried to go after Microsoft twice, and both times the courts have ruled in Microsoft's favor. The FTC is not doing well. I have zero confidence they can go after Amazon.
Well, my thing is like I'm worried like what are they going to try to break up? The complaint is likely to
Does it
focus
say
on challenges to Amazon Prime. That's what they're focusing on?
I mean, like, I don't think they should break up certain things like Amazon Web Services, but for stuff like Prime and the online marketplace, I have zero issue with those things being broken up.
Well, it depends how far they go. Like, what are they gonna, like... break up Disney. Well, Disney's falling apart, so they're just gonna sell everything. Pretty sure Microsoft won against FTC. Yeah, they did. They're not gonna break up Amazon. Yeah, I don't think so. Because it's just like... At this point, it's probably too big to really, like, break up.
Missouri 7th brings up a good point. Is that 2020 was also just a horrendous environment for any Republican. If it was any other Republican, it would have been 2008.
Yeah.
By the way, your congressman is based.
Who?
Missouri 7th, Eric Burlow.
Yeah.
He's great.
Let's see here. Walt Disney existed once. Yeah, but, like, they're gonna sell everything. Disney's selling everything. It's only a matter of time. They're bankrupt.
I just realized we get a lot of good Erics out of Missouri.
Yeah, they're all Erics. Eric
We have
Schmidt,
three.
Eric
We have
Greitens.
three great Erics out of Missouri.
Yeah, I mean, jeez. And
We
by
have
the way,
Epic Eric. We have Epic Eric 2.0, and now we have Burleson. It's
and remember,
beautiful.
Eric Greitens was vindicated. He was
was.
completely framed, and these freaking people on Twitter still won't apologize. Remember that? Oh, he's a sex offender. Thrown out of court. Hobbs vetoed a bill to get rid of the tax on groceries in Arizona, and you wonder why she's hated. Yeah, she's vetoed everything. It doesn't matter what. I mean, has she passed anything so
I
far?
don't know.
James, would you know?
I'm
Isn't there
not
evidence that
aware of anything.
isn't there evidence that she like worked with the cartels?
Yeah, there's some evidence about that, but we're not gonna...
It's insane.
Let's see. Arizona's the best House delegation. I agree.
He voted for 2 Erics last year.
Greitens would have lost that race, by the way. I don't think so.
Nah.
It would have been close, but I think he would have won. Dustin Carter for 2. What should Republicans do to handle higher education?
Reform, I think.
Reform? Oh. Go after the endowments. And say, you're not teaching this political crap here in these schools. And if you do, well, we're going to tax 100% of your endowments. Just say that.
Arizona get a popular governor. Yeah, wasn't Doug Ducey also unpopular?
He was unpopular, but he went against, like, garbage.
Yeah.
Greitens would have won. No, Greitens would have won. Stop kidding yourself. It would have been close, but I think he would have won by, like, 3 or 4.
I think the Democrats would have funneled so much money into that race.
We should also ban foreign car
probably would've.
companies. Hold on. Let's see. I think we should break up big car companies. I mean, that I don't know if that's well, don't know. Remember when Trump just endorsed Eric in the Missouri Senate primary?
I wonder if that also applied to Burleson.
That was the funniest endorsement ever. When he just endorsed Eric, nothing else, nothing more.
It would have been really. It would have been really funny if he endorsed Billy Long.
I think he would have if he pulled higher, but
I think so too, because he said some nice things about Billy Long, but I think he was just pulling too low.
Man Milk for 2. Can Lake beat Hobbs in 2026 if Hobbs fucks up hard? I know what
I think she would have to be incredibly scandal prone, and I think Lake's just gonna run for Senate and probably win next year anyways.
Everybody knows my opinion. I disagree with Yeet on Lake. But...
I'll always be a pro. She does.
I think
she goes.
as well.
I think she goes a bit too far with liking Trump. But if she got in the Senate, she would have an amazing voting record. She would be an amazing senator. And if she runs, she's gonna win the primary easily.
Yeah, Cinema will split the vote. I do not think that Lake is going to lose.
We just gotta see. I'm hoping it's Masters, but yeah, we'll see. Dustin Carter.
I want Masters try to get in the House at some point.
Dustin Carter for 2. What about a Republican plan for student loans / healthcare? Student loans, just make sure like these people don't get freaking $500,000 degrees or $500,000 loans.
I think Republicans really do need to start messaging better because what they're currently saying with college loans is literally just like screw you, get a trade, and not everyone wants a trade.
And encourage people to go to like community college. That's fine, but there's a lot of people that they just get screwed over by this current system we got because there's
Well,
nothing they can do.
another problem
I
is
mean-
Republicans are basically telling Republican voters not to go to college, and that stops us from getting into positions of power because all of our voting base are basically just poor and
Well, yeah, I mean,
non-high position.
like a society needs educated people in order to function. You need you need a certain amount of the population with college degrees to fill.
Yeah, we
certain jobs.
we unironically need more of the GOP electorate to be educated, not in the cringe way with how they're trending, but just we need
Go get like a 2-year
Like, I'm
degree,
sorry,
like associate degree
like,
or
I'm
something.
I'm surprised I'm surprised more states haven't implemented I don't know if I think it was Rick Scott who implemented it.
Yeah, with Rick Scott.
If
We need
you get
Republicans to
if
become
you're under
professors.
if you're under a certain income bracket, then you get your tuition paid for as long as you work in the state for 2 years.
Let's see here. Affordable healthcare. I would just say like for now, focus on like giving like tax credits to people. That's like the basic thing we'd start with, and then work on something more complex.
Apparently, Mike Pence didn't qualify for the first presidential debate.
Wait, what? As official?
I mean, this is according to Fox News right now.
Hold on.
Was there like
Send the
was
link.
there like a
Posting picture
deadline?
in general. I'm not entirely sure if it's a deadline, but you can take a look at this picture.
Hold on. I'm gonna just like.
No one likes Mike.
I'm just gonna like.
Apparently,
sorry.
he didn't meet he hasn't announced whether or not he's met the donor requirement yet, but these are the only candidates you have thus far.
Yeah, it looks like that. Pence, the former vice president, may not even make the debate. Wow. I mean,
He's losing to Vivek.
the fact that we may not have the vice Mike Pence on the debate stage, but Chris Christie. I honestly can't
Or,
wait
like,
for
Doug
that.
Burgum.
Yeah, Doug Burgum's like odd.
I don't even have an opinion on Doug Burgum. It's just Doug Burgum.
It's Doug Burgum.
It's Burgum
Give me
momentum.
money.
Burgum momentum.
If anything, I kind of like him. I think he's funny.
Ben Shapiro's annoying. You tell me this for the first time. Do you think Missouri and Alabama have great Senate delegations? Yeah.
I think Missouri definitely is the best delegation in the country.
Yeah, it's Schmidt and Hawley. Alabama has Britt and Tuberville. So that's pretty good.
I think Britt's a bit overrated. She's okay. She's pretty good at some moments, but I don't think she's nearly as good as Tuberville.
Wait, Mike Pence does not qualify. That's what it sounded like. Pence may have not qualified for the debate.
Oh my god. Tucker just released his new episode and he's driving around South Central LA with Ice Cube.
What?
Yeah. Here, I'll put it in the chat. I'll put
my gosh.
Look at this. Look at this shit, dude.
Okay, we got a quick super chat. Duster Connor for 5. There seems to be an anti-higher education attitude among trade school types, and that's bad. Conservatives need to be involved in academia, in colleges. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, conservatives aren't going to take back the country by becoming electricians and plumbers. I'm sorry.
Conservatives are going to take this country back by going to college, getting good with math, science, technology, engineering. Go get a STEM degree or get a business degree of some kind. Go study industry. Go study industrial policy. Go study industrial engineering. Go study computer engineering. Go study things like that. Don't
become a college professor. Can you imagine how better things would be if most college professors?
And if you want to, in my opinion, if you want to, you like it, get involved in like entertainment stuff. Get involved in media. Get involved in that stuff.
I mean, I wouldn't say entertainment. I think entertainment, especially for like Gen Z conservatives, is extremely overbloated. Most people. The sad reality is that in order for us to take this country back, the vast majority of people are going to have to do mundane things that aren't as vainglorious as they look, like bureaucracy or management. But it's still fun if you know what to do.
This is fascinating. According to the National Pulse, sorry to interrupt, but according to the National Pulse, Never Back Down is considering pivoting away from DeSantis and towards Tim Scott.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier. National Pulse.
They're going to switch to Tim Scott, and if he fails, they're going to try to convince. They're already trying to convince Youngkin to run. They're going to try. They're going to. I think he might. I think he might.
Do you think like?
I think it depends how his local races go.
Like, do you think these DeSantis PACs are going to back whoever the no labels candidate is?
I could see it.
I would love.
I feel like my guess is like if no labels runs a candidate, it's either going to be Manchin, Sinema, Hogan, or Lieberman.
Oh God!
I would love.
Or actually, I don't think Sununu's ruled out running no labels, right?
He's not running. That jackass costed us
Well, he's
too
not
much.
running for
Is there-
re-election, but
Is there going
I
to be a
thi- I-
no
I thought
labels
he, like-
primary?
No, there won't.
I would
Lame.
love.
no,
No, no,
pick
no,
a
no. I would
candidate.
love.
We need a primary
labels.
between Liz Cheney, Joe Manchin, and Charlie Baker or something.
No,
I don't
I
know.
would love for the no
Yeah,
labels.
I think Charlie Baker's pretty
nominees
satisfied
to
with.
be fucking damn. Cut me off like 4
Sorry.
times. I would love for no labels to just be like imagine a Manchin Logan campaign, or
Yeah.
Manchin Hogan.
I mean, like, I guess they would do well in West Virginia and Maryland in that region.
Let's see here. Dustin Carter for another 5. Thank you, good
It
sir.
would also do well in Nova.
I'm a conservative from the South, and I'm about to graduate with a master's in history. Yet I get treated like a traitor for not doing a trade. It's odd. Yeah, I can understand, like, okay, if you got like a frickin' what's some like actually useless degree like gender studies, you know?
Political science, if you don't have the connections, is a useless degree.
But it's like if you get something like that, like history, that's actually like kind of useful if you know how to use it correctly. But yeah, I just don't get why like Republicans just the second they lose the colleges, they just abandon it. They just
that's well, it's not just that with conservatives. This is why Republicans lose, because they have a loser mindset. They do this with elections as well. I've seen way too many takes on Twitter, people saying, "Oh, the Michigan Senate race is gone, PA's gone." Meanwhile, we have the Democrats who are like, "We're going to target Montana." We're going to target Alabama, and they'll succeed sometimes, and we give up on toss-ups. It's ridiculous.
Conservatives don't want to win. That's the thing. They don't actually give a shit about winning. They care more about emotional thrills. I've definitely seen what you've seen. I know some people in this chat don't agree with me whatsoever, but I firmly believe Republicans and conservatives need to adopt a vote red no matter who, because you are just fundamentally going to lose the game against Democrats, because Dems do have a vote blue no matter who. But meanwhile, you have conservatives who say that they're not going to go vote for this or that, especially like, oh, I'm not going to go vote for Rubio because he didn't back Trump in 2016. Who fucking cares? Get over
Yeah,
you.
that's
Over
stupid.
yourself. Trump could be the nominee. DeSantis could be the nominee. Literally, the only Republican I would not vote for is Vivek Ramaswamy, because he's a fucking he's very, very fucking socially liberal. Like, he's come out as he's okay with transgender people being in combat roles. That's not. I don't even consider that Republican at that point. I think he's a grifter in the Republican primary. Realistically speaking, Trump's the candidate, so thank God for that. But like, people who don't want to vote red because minor scandal this or minor policy disagreements that, who fucking cares? Get over yourself. If you dislike somebody and you don't like their policy, why don't you actually work from within the party and start fucking working against them from within, instead of handing the seat off to a Democrat? Seriously, I'm so sick of Republicans thinking we can just sabotage ourselves. And like Mitch McConnell does this, certain populists do this, neocons do this. Like, this isn't just a thing this isn't just one thing the camp does. This is that one camp the Republican Party does. This is something everyone across the party does. And I'm so tired of it. If you're not willing to vote for a Republican in a primary, or if you viciously tear each other down in the primary, sure, but if you're not going to vote for a Republican in a general, and it's not painfully obvious, it's okay if it's a grifter like Ramaswamy, but if you're a Trump supporter and you're not going to vote for DeSantis, or if you're a DeSantis supporter and you're not going to vote for Trump in a general, I don't want to fucking hear you ever comment on politics ever again, because you're part of the problem. The Democrats have this exact same fucking shit figured out, and look at where they are now. They have control of the Senate. They have control of the White House. They're very close to fucking. I do think that they probably, if all goes according to the plan, they might just straight up rig the House. I'm very pessimistic on a lot of shit, but please get over yourself. It doesn't matter if you dislike the candidate. Vote for them, and then get your own guys installed in local politics so that you can provide alternatives. Because if you can't provide a better alternative to the bench, then just shut up and vote, or don't vote at all and don't comment again. Sorry, this is something that bothers me.
But okay, we got a couple super chats before I get to that.
Yeah.
PK
sorry.
for 2. Have you seen how the Michigan GOP outraised the Dems? I can't believe they actually did.
Apparently,
They
that's
did?
a
I
very
thought
good
I thought they're
sign.
bankrupt. I thought they were out of freaking
I'm
money.
telling
Yeah,
you,
they were
we can win.
they were
We can
bankrupt
win that
3 months
Senate
ago.
race. We can win the Senate race,
You know, this
guys.
I swear the
Yeah, we
GOP.
can absolutely win the
The
Michigan
second they
Senate race.
the second they seemingly fall behind in all these states, they just finally find money out of the freaking blue. It's like
I want to say this for people who'd like to doom on Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, or Michigan or Arizona.
Guys, we only lost the Michigan Senate race by 2 points in 2020,
Yeah,
and
exactly. People
the
who
gov
are
race means nothing.
people who are dooming on Michigan or Arizona or whatnot, I would like to remind people that the Michigan, like the Virginia GOP took a really heavy beating for most of the
years.
2010s.
They were a joke
years.
party until
They were-
2021.
Yeah, no, like even even if they're doing rough right now, don't write them off. Don't stop fighting. It's very realistic, especially with how we're starting to see an emerging bench of good people. Like these are still very, very winnable races. Don't give up. Just continue fighting.
Let's see here. Duster Carter for 2. Republicans need to do early voting / ballot harvesting. Yeah, they're doing it at least. They're trying to.
We also need to do conventions.
Yeah, conventions, that's big, but it's what we can change now. You know, it's like we gotta deal with early voting. My opinion, it should just be a caucus or a convention system instead of a primary, but that's just my opinion, because here's the issue with primaries. The primaries, I hate to say this, they don't represent the party. They don't. I'm not trying to sound like an establishment hack, but it's like the primary is supposed to be this for the party to choose who their candidate is. And I think the convention's a better way to weed out some of the frauds and stuff.
I'm a bit mixed on the whole convention question, but I do want to bring up that another big difference between the Dems and the Republicans is that the Dems always have their pre-selected candidate ready to go.
Well, they got
They
Michigan.
They already have Gallagher ready in Arizona. They already have the person in the Lansing district. I forgot her name. Slotkin.
No,
she's
it looks
she's a
like,
primary.
no,
She's in trouble.
yeah, Harper,
Interesting.
Hill Harper. It looks.
Oh
like,
yeah, there was.
Harper's getting a lot of attention, and it seems like he's doing really well.
Very good.
You know, it looks like it looks like his strategy is gonna be both winning progressives as well as the like the black turnout in like cities like
That's
Detroit.
going to be a problem for
But
Slotkin.
the biggest one of the biggest reasons that candidates last year lost, like Kerry Lake and Joe Kent, was because of their ultra contested primaries. I will say, if Robson didn't make that primary so competitive, Lake would have won, because she spent so much money attacking Lake, and it just sunk her favorables enough that Hobbs could pull it off.
I'm not going to say
there
there's
is
no money spent in a primary, but we should absolutely have tighter rules about spending money against primary candidates.
It should be like the money should only be spent on positive ads or
Well,
attacking
money
the Democrat.
The money issue in general is really bad, because I've looked into this. In most races, if you're in a purple state district or whatever, if you're outspent about 2-1 or so, you're just done no matter what. That happened to Tim Michaels. That happened to Masters, Laxalt, Bulldog.
I will still defend Michaels
Walker.
to this day. I will still defend Michaels.
Well, yeah, I mean, he kind of just got screwed over.
Great
He didn't get the funding he needed because it all went to Ron DeSantis' presidential campaign.
Yeah, that's a scandal I'm making a video on. You talk with the biggest biggest financial scandal ever for politics. That's what the RGA did with DeSantis. They laundered God knows how much money into his presidential campaign.
That, along with the book deal, and now he's a millionaire. So good for Rob, I guess.
If you don't know, Chad, they laundered $40 million, the RGA, to his governorship. He didn't spend a dime of that on his governor's election.
I've seen the numbers. He only spent like half his campaign money, when every other governor campaign spent basically all of it.
Yeah, and all that RGA money was immediately put into his super PAC.
That money could have saved Lake, Schmidt, Michaels, so on and so forth.
That's what I'm saying, people. It's like they were planning this for years, then they realize he's a shit campaigner. And Doug Ducey was running that, but that was, when you look, it's Pete Ricketts, but that's a different story. Tim Scott also got a shit ton of money.
He did.
Yes,
he absolutely did. He got so much money. That's why he did so good. It was insane.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, I know it was an uncompetitive seat, but it's like, why does he have $70 million in the bank?
Also, thinking
for some reason,
he had like a really weak opponent.
Yeah.
For some reason, John Kennedy also got a lot of money because he kept emailing people that he was going to lose his race. In
Well, to be fair, it's
Louisiana.
Kennedy. Everybody here likes Kennedy, I think.
I think he's
Yeah.
questionable at the time. I just find that funny. Guys, I might lose. I need money. You're in Louisiana, Kennedy.
The whole
This
like,
isn't Bill
the whole, like-
Clinton's Louisiana.
the whole like call a crackhead thing.
Let's see here. DeSantis just in it for himself. I don't know. I mean, he was told by the wrong people that this.
I have a correction for you. His wife is in it for
well,
herself.
yeah, that's a different story, but we won't get into that. McConnell gave Murkowski so much money. Yeah, what was it, like $20 million?
That was ridiculous.
And he didn't have enough money for Masters. Remember that? They ran out of
Great
money.
news for Masters.
We probably could have gotten Senator Laxalt and Walker with that money. I'd imagine.
Yeah.
At least Laxalt.
The fact that GOP funded Murkowski so heavily is disgusting. And these same assholes, they said they couldn't spend on Laxalt. They couldn't help Walker at the end.
You know, we probably also would have seen Vance overperform.
Huh?
If
Yeah, he
had
was
more
outspent
money.
pretty badly, I believe.
Yeah, if Vance even had just 1-to-1 funding compared to Ryan,
Oh, he would have won easy. He would have won like
he
12.
would have won by over 10 points, and we wouldn't be having this stupid conversation about Vance is a weaker candidate than Trump because he's a leftist on economics.
And by the way,
or whatever.
DeWine spent so much money. His margin means nothing.
Yeah, what was it like? He spent like
Guys, the
$40 million.
Neocons win Ohio.
Uh,
Won Cincinnati.
Duster Carter for 2. Do Republicans lose their trifecta New Hampshire next year? Yeah, they do. They're done.
I would actually contest against
They're
that. I think
done.
if Trump's doing good enough, I think AI could very, very well win that governor's
I'm
seat.
not. It's not looking too good, New Hampshire, especially for they're only up by like 1 seat in the lower chamber. It's done.
I'm dooming more on the Virginias.
Well,
Local
Virginia,
races.
Well, with Virginia, I think Youngkin's playing it really smart. So just
We'll
gotta
have to see. I just have a bad feeling.
If
but
he
we'll see.
does sweep the state senate, he has a better argument for the presidency than Youngkin or DeSantis. I mean, he single-handedly flipped all of Virginia at that point. If he does win.
Again, I'm firmly of the opinion if you don't vote for the Republican and a general candidate, you suck. But I will say, Youngkin is very overrated, and the fact
He
that
absolutely is.
the fact he refuses to take a stronger stance / any stance on ESGs is pretty concerning.
I know there's some issues, but I still think he's been a great governor for Virginia.
Oh no, he's been a great governor, but just because you're a great governor doesn't mean you're going to be a great presidential candidate or even a great president or even a great vice president. Look at fucking Spyro.
I'm fine
Agnew.
with him staying in Virginia. I just want him to stay out of the federal.
We just gotta see
just
what
wanna say,
happens.
federal
We just gotta see
politics.
what happens.
I want him to run for Senate. That's about it.
Zeppelin LZ99 for 5. When Rob got that ton of money, Trump knew something was up. Yeah, I mean,
Well, a lot of
I think a lot of
us
people-
knew that. A certain group of people predicted this happening
I
like
was wrong
about
about
2 or
that.
so years ago.
I seriously thought before the election that it was gonna be Trump DeSantis. DeSantis wasn't running. Well, that
We
didn't
have
go
reason to
well.
believe that the all this started being planned right after the 2020 election.
Yeah, because when you start looking back at it, it just seemed odd. Fox News every day, they praised DeSantis, praised DeSantis, praised DeSantis. You notice that?
Yep.
And I was like, okay. But he's
That Trump. There's also that Rob and Trump were not being as openly friendly. They're just kind of ignoring each other for a long time. Rob's statement on the
Like-
Mar-a-Lago raid was very weak. On
Now-
and on.
let me 100% clear.
And didn't didn't Trump never endorse him for governor or
He
like
did
very
endorse.
late or
He
something?
endorsed him at the last second. He gave him like a nod.
Yeah, it was very late.
But let me be 100% clear. I still consider DeSantis to be one of the best governors in the country. With that being said, though, he's been an. I think he's worse than Jeb at this point.
Frankly, the best governor in this country is Tate Reeves. He's going to win massively in November.
He's not that good. Tate Reeves is
I
not that
love
good.
Tate Reeves.
Oh my gosh.
What governor is Tate Reeves of again?
Mississippi.
Oh yeah, that's right.
He's the one with the welfare. He's the one with the welfare fraud scandal and the Jackson water crisis.
Yeah, no, I know, I remember that now. I don't pay
Yeah.
too close attention to people as much as I used to anymore because I kind of politics is not my priority.
Let's see here. DeSantis probably got pressure to run. He clearly isn't ready for a presidential campaign. Yeah, I think that they kind of like forced him to run for a book deal, but they didn't realize how bad it was.
Someone's asking if someone can revive the Colorado GOP. As a self-proclaimed Colorado politics expert,
No.
I mean, it's possible for the GOP to revive themselves anywhere if they try. I mean, they were really bad in California for a long time, and then they learned how to do mail-ins, and now they're much stronger.
And now
So it's
Democrats-
theoretically possible, but
What
they need to work.
if Republicans like win a bunch more House seats next year? You're gonna suddenly see the Democrats saying, "We gotta get rid of early voting in California."
Republicans in Colorado need to work to stop the bleeding in Colorado Springs. They need to stop the bleeding in Boybert's district and flip the 8th district.
I
The
mean,
8th district is still flippable.
I mean, the Colorado Republicans getting the Colorado Libertarians to sign us like a ceasefire and
Hold
have the Libertarians say they'll endorse Colorado Republicans wherever is pretty good.
Hold on, we got a new poll came out. POS strategies.
Oh,
no.
piece of shit strategies. Let's see what
Arizona.
What is it?
Oh my gosh, let me pull this up. Hold on, I just went crazy there. Hold on, sorry about that, folks.
But yeah, Colorado,
I
the
see it.
Colorado GOP can definitely
Guys,
improve. They just need to actually
I'm
do
sharing
it.
screen. Look at this.
Okay, yep. Actual 15-point difference in Arizona.
Oh
That's
my.
pretty standard for a POS.
How do people believe this?
Uh,
Like, if it were a 5-point difference,
Oh yeah,
I
it is.
might
It is a
believe it. But if it's a 15-point difference, saying DeSantis
This is such a scam. Dustin Connor for 2. Mississippi needed to bring back the battle flag on state flag. I agree.
We finally got a beautiful Yankee flag thanks to Tate
Hold
Reed.
on. I'm going to go see. Did they release any more polls? Or is that the only one? Okay, that's the only one.
Yeah, they don't even try to make it look legit anymore.
Look at this.
Are the donors going
Wait
to
a
be
minute.
convinced at this point?
Hold up. DeSantis wins independence by 12, but Trump loses them by 8? Look at these
Amazing.
crosstabs. What the hell?
What crack are they cooking and where can I get?
Wait,
How
hold
do,
on.
you, how do you even get a result?
Wait a minute.
And
Trump.
Every single poll I've seen has like Trump, has Trump up more than DeSantis.
Yeah, this poll.
How do they even do this?
This poll has Trump doing better in Pima, but worse in Maricopa?
Moment.
And look
That
at
makes
this.
no sense.
Look at this. They have DeSantis winning Maricopa by 8, losing Pima by 19, Trump losing Pima by 15, losing Maricopa by 8, but losing the state only by 1?
Pima
What?
Pima and Maricopa counties are very similar demographically,
Oh
so
my.
you would expect to see similar trends.
And let's look at the young vote. What that? What? What? This is not even. This cannot be real. This has to be an error or something. And
So wait, they're saying Biden's up 15 in Pima?
yeah, or down by only 15. And yeah, Biden's
Down
up by.
he lost Pima by 20. He's winning Arizona if he's only losing Pima by 15. That makes no sense.
This is insane. And let's see some of this. Yeah.
They just fudged the numbers.
How? What? I am baffled at this. I cannot believe this is real. They're pushing this. They're actually using this for internals.
Piece of shit polling is getting more and more unhinged with each new poll until the donors are like, I don't know. Is this real? It's all it is. The POS polls are just donor. It's just to push donors to give to DeSantis. That's all it is.
And they claim.
And it's propaganda for DeSantis to use on Twitter. These are the real numbers. You'll see that a lot.
Very reasonable crosstabs. And I know crosstabs have bigger sampling errors, but what the hell is this? I want to see some of these quote tweets for a second. Hold on. I
Need
want
to find a DeSimp in there.
Of course, Max. DeSantis will do roughly 5 points better
Real.
than Trump.
That's
Piece of shit
real.
strategies.
Exactly.
See, DeSantis beats Biden. With Trump, we lose. It's not that hard.
It's just that easy, guys.
DeSantis is the only candidate that can win states like Arizona. But no, let's throw it all down the drain with Trump.
They just ignore literally any poll that's not POS.
Oh my god, I cannot believe this is real. This is truly a poll of our time. But the sad part is, the people actually believe this crap. They actually believe that secretly, the POS poll, secretly the only pollster that magically knows DeSantis is winning by... I just can't.
I'm pretty sure they polled like having DeSantis winning Michigan, well, with Trump losing it.
Yeah, I saw that. He's Trump down by 15 in Michigan, but like DeSantis winning by 10. Like something like that. It's like, my God. I don't know how we can win Colorado. You would have to flip Arapahoe, Adams, or Jefferson.
That is pronounced Arapahoe for anyone wondering.
Arapahoe. I was trying to read it for a second. It was like
Arapahoe.
Arapahoe.
Realistically,
Let's
these
go.
numbers are probably reversed.
Good job, Rap. You pronounced it right.
Wait, am I supposed to pronounce it a different way?
Wait a minute. Hold on. The guy that posted that tweet for the DeSantis campaign with like the Nazi stuff, he was a speechwriter.
He just got fired. Yeah, he was a speechwriter.
Yeah, he just got fired.
He's a good guy. My friend talked to him and said he didn't even know what it was until after it was posted. So
let's see here.
No,
That it was.
I want to answer someone's question. No, Rob is not going to run third party.
Let's see here. POS releases new poll. District of Columbia, Rob DeSantis 49.9, Biden 49.8, other 0.3.
Guys, I just thought of a real question. Who's more likely to win in 2024, Rob or George Santos? I think it's George Santos, frankly.
I like Santos's odds there.
I don't see Santos holding on, sadly.
It's more likely than Rob winning the primary at this point.
Yeah.
Santos has unironically been an amazing congressman. It's sad they were probably gonna lose him.
What was that video, Lowell? That was the most terminally unlike garbage I've ever seen. Don't look it up. It's garbage. It's cringe. But I just...
Yeah, it's really bad.
I just cannot believe that we are at the stage of discussing how long does DeSantis have left of the race.
Someone's asking, what's our least favorite county? Mine would have to be Bucks County because they voted for John Fetterman.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, does anybody know how long does DeSantis have for his campaign?
Maybe a few months.
I think his wife might force him to stay until the convention. That's my theory of the day.
I just it sucks to see this happen to what was arguably the future of the GOP after Trump.
He's a millionaire. He'll be fine.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, this is sad that one of our best options threw it all down the toilet for this.
Well, here's the thing with Rob, that he was always a generic conservative. He was a generic conservative in the House, and we have much better options for 28 anyways. Again, like I'm on the Vance train.
Real.
Rob was always just a generic con. He was never MAGA. I mean, basically differentiating himself from them.
Let's see here. Nancy Mace the future. No.
I've always thought the Nancy Mace hate was a little bit overblown.
No, she's
never that bad. She's fairly good. I'd take her over a lot of Republicans. She's anti-war. I mean, that's giant plus.
That's one thing.
Well, that's a massive issue.
Let's see, if that poll is true, then you think he would be doing better in the primary. Yeah, you notice all these polls, they never release the primary results. You notice that? It's like, why release a general election poll if you're not doing the primary poll? Why? Let's see, I'm still pissed about Pennsylvania Senate. Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
Bucks County is supposed to vote for Dr. Oz. It did not happen.
Osmentum.
I can't think of the word. Damn.
All right. So I think we've talked about everything, right?
yeah, we've covered. I think we've covered a lot about DeSantis.
Yeah, I think overall the biggest thing is he tried to he went too close to the sun and it burnt out real quick. I mean,
He tried to drive in every lane and then lost everyone as a
is there-
result.
is
And
there,
he's awkward.
I mean, honestly, is there any way he could win the nomination at this point?
No.
He would
mean,
have to do
It's
a
a futile
total
effort.
180. And,
If
like,
at this
he
point,
would have
even
to,
if
like,
you
yeah,
even
it would
at this
take a
point,
total 180.
at this point, even if Trump was removed from the ballot, Vivek's starting to overtake Rob in non-Trump polling.
Yeah, I'm starting
It
to
would
think.
essentially take like
No, go on.
it would probably take Trump having a health issue and then DeSantis running an excellent campaign after that.
But
Which wouldn't happen, as we've seen.
see,
Which, yeah, obviously it's not going to happen. But I think that would be the likeliest way DeSantis gets the nomination, and even that's probably like 1 in a million.
No, Mace did not vote to impeach Trump.
yeah, I mean, even they do the rule changes with like the delegate stuff. Mathematically, it's like you need so much. You need Trump to get below 50% in every state to have any opportunity.
Yeah, there is still non-Trump primary polls. I forget which one it was, but I saw one the other day that showed Vivek, like, I think it was under 10 points against DeSantis.
DeSantis wins Hawaii by safe margins. Real. Let's see.
Hawaii has so many delegates.
She said, let's see.
The Hawaii GOP is, like, actually extremely pro-Trump, though, funnily enough.
What is up with Hawaii loving Trump?
They've trended hard are both elections.
I don't
for
get it.
Trump.
And then
If you look at their like state house and senate like districts and how they swung, like he made a bunch of them under 10 points. I think
Yeah, he
it's
did.
very impressive.
Unlike Hawaii
It's the
Republicans got like seats in the state legislature after I think they got like fully like kicked out in 2018.
It's the Asians. They've been trending rightward.
Especially the Japanese. The Japanese Americans love Trump.
Yeah, you see this in Hawaii. You see this in Orange County, California, with Steele's district.
All right, so if nobody got any more comments or anything like that, if chat does, okay. Chat, if you have any more questions, concerns, super chats, whatever, send them now or forever go in peace, because I think we went through basically everything. I mean, is there anything we didn't touch upon? I mean, we got to laugh at a poll conducted by DeSantis.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of touched on everything about DeSantis, just the latest stuff, what went wrong, and sort of where he struggled.
Yeah, his campaign's one big car wreck.
Okay, too soon. Too soon. Zeppelin LZ99 for 5. Imagine if the GOP fought as hard as Democrats as they did on Joe Kent. That was instantly brutal, what they did to him. Yeah, I mean, Kent, you can say what you want about his campaign. He got shafted in the primary.
Yeah. I saw one of those old primary ads where it was Hitler, National Socialist, Bernie, Democratic Socialist.
Yeah, I remember that.
And Joe Kent, regular socialist. That one's just really funny for some reason.
Let's see here. DeSantis pulled his campaign workers in Arizona. He pulled his own people and he's still only up by like 2. Oh, can you just imagine like how many of DeSantis' people actually still support Trump?
Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if a few do. If a few DeSantis people actually secretly support Trump.
They just want out at this point.
They're just there probably to get paid or something.
Oh yeah, Zeldin could also be a solid pick in 28. I wouldn't mind that at
Who?
all. Lee Zeldin.
Yeah.
Him and Vance would be great for 28.
We all know I'm a Lee Zeldin enjoyer, so. Let's see. Is there still hope for Wisconsin, Michigan, Nevada, and Pennsylvania? Yeah, we just gotta play it smart. Lee Zeldin for 2028 or VP? 2028. I want him for president. All right. I think we've done everything. If you did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell.
Don't forget to go watch the Tucker video. It just
True.
dropped. He's driving around LA with Ice Cube.
That cannot be real. I can't.
It is, dog. I posted it in our
I
group
know
chat.
it is. I just can't believe it is. Zell didn't save the House. Yeah, he did. He single-handedly saved us.
Probably it may have been like it may have been like I guess without the it's a 4-seat majority, like it's 4-seat majority. So
Yeah, he won us
I mean,
the House.
and yeah, I mean there were 4 seats that were won by Republicans because of him. So
All right. Thank you so much for watching. Godspeed to all of you.